Clifton Ballinger was born in 1865 on a family farm in Wales. His father, a Welshman by the name of Owen Ballinger, married his Italian mother, Carly Silvani. Clifton led a decently normal childhood, but larger responsibilities were looming. The boy was the heir to a mildly large farm industry, specializing in tomatoes. His father had many prospects for his son to get into leading his business. Clifton, however, grew bored of his classes and wanted something more adventurous and exciting. After Cliff explained himself, his father flew into a rage and struck Cliff, giving the boy a small scar across his eye. The man held hatred and vileness for his son. Clifton grew more reserved, quiet, until one day when he was 17, he finally snapped at one of his father's remarks and attacked his father. Clifton's fists rained down till his father fell, the boy clutching his father's shirt. Clifton had a knife in his hand, but he couldn't. He simply couldn't. The young man threw the knife away, left the farm, and escaped on a boat that was headed somewhere, anywhere but Wales. And thus, to America, he went. Clifton worked any jobs he could find in America, now going by the name Cliff Ballinger. He traveled from town to town, doing whatever he could to earn food. Cliff, now in his mid-20s, began to take on more dangerous and deadly jobs, gaining experience with revolvers and rifles. Cliff didn't care what he did, as long as it kept him busy, as long as it buried the hatred for his father. Eventually, Cliff happened upon a notorious folk hero, a man known only as the Bear. The two felt a mutual respect for each other as they talked in a bar one day. They agreed to watch each other's back and take on whatever odd jobs the world had in store for them. Many years passed, and Cliff was now 30 years old. Cliff finally had to do something. He said goodbye to Bear, thanking him for his lessons, experience, and for watching his back. Cliff struggled with every step to reach the post office, but managed to sit down and write a letter to his parents, still back in Wales. Cliff waited, wandering the wilderness. Finally, a month later, Cliff received a letter back from his mother. His father had passed away a year ago to sickness. Cliff held a blank expression as he held the folded paper. He didn't know what to feel. Hatred had driven him his whole life, and now, what did he have left? Cliff felt the dread of different scenarios of his life flash in his eyes. The sins weighed heavy on him. Finally, he wrote a letter back to his mother, wishing her well and telling her sorry for everything. After a year of soul-searching, Cliff received a telegram from his old traveling partner, Bear. The grizzly man described in the telegram that if Cliff wanted some work, he had an associate he could meet. The man breathed deeply and stepped outside. He would find his purpose. Cliff Ballinger, no longer driven by hatred or anger, would begin anew as he made his way to the east. Behind his boot prints, off the beaten path in the grass, lay a single tomato sproutling.